Okay, this is my screen for Notion, and I just wanted to show you a couple of things real quickly. I can go into a lot more depth. If you guys are interested, make sure you leave a comment below and let me know that you would like to see this or what parts of it, I guess. And so what I did is I made a Davis Learning Academy page. And then I made a classes table. So like all of the language arts, these are all the different curriculums. Now, some of them, we're not doing those anymore, and some of them we are. But here are just our 5 classes plus Bible, and then our different units is what I called them. Okay, so this screen, these tables, these inline tables connect to one another, or you can connect them, I should say, to one another. And so each of these is a unit, and so you can get to them from there, but I just wanted to show you this section. So I have a column here for long range plan. So this is literally a checkbox, like, have I done it? Okay. This is active, weekly plan. So each week, what I do is I come in here and I clear all these off. I uncheck them all. There's not that many. And then I start, I guess I could kind of, I have them sorted by subject right now. So I could sort them by active. But if they are active, then they need a weekly plan, right? And so, like for example, this one is writing with E, so that's active. So I'm going to open this page and just show you real quickly. I started this later in the year, and so I don't have like all of my things updated for each one of them, like back planned basically. So what I do is I come in here and I make sure that what we finished last week is documented here. If we didn't finish it, or I need to, you can basically highlight all of this and cut and paste to move it down if you need to. Okay. But this one, we started this week 16 in our curriculum, Writing with Ease, but we didn't finish it. So we need to finish that right here. This week is week 18. So we started it on week 17. We need to finish it this week. And then we also need to complete week 17 this week. Do you see that? So I'm going to use this one as the example, okay? And I'm going to go to my master lesson planner. Now keep in mind, I haven't changed all of these other ones yet, so it's not going to show all the way accurate. Okay, so right here, you can see that we need to finish week 16 and do week 17 this week. Here's the date range right here for this week. And then this is what we need to do for Writing with Ease right there. And then all of my subjects are relation. That's what you use to connect them. All of my subjects are on here, okay, all the way across. So when I open up, now remember, I haven't updated everything yet, even for this week. So I can open this week, and that's going to give me this. And look at that. I misspelled that. Just excuse my typo. I'll have to fix that. Okay. So what we have here is each subject. Now, one thing that I did that I tried to do before was I tried to have this as my template, and that didn't work out because it was way too much writing. So I need to just like take this off, which doesn't be too complicated to do right this second. So basically what I decided to do for me, and we used this together last week, so I'm going to be modifying it. This form that I created in Google Sheets, okay? And it is by subject. So what I have is I wrote it all out on here, what we were going to do. And I'm going to bring you in a little bit here. I highlighted and wrote the day, like, hey, I want you to do this on Thursday. Hey, this is Thursday, Friday. Can you guys see that? So I just kind of marked it. The problem is that it's a little bit too confusing for Alex, for my daughter. So I'm going to continue. I like seeing like each thing mapped out. And I was trying to be basically a little bit more lenient with my planning and say, okay, this is what needs to get done this week. So if we didn't get it all finished that on that day, instead of assigning it a day, I'm assigning it a week. So if we don't get it finished that week, then technically we're behind, okay? Because sometimes on one day you could just school for like an hour and my 2-year-old's being, restless or whatever. And so we don't get as much done. And then another day she could be really more patient that day. And then we're able to get a lot more finished. So I'm trying to come up with a plan of how to set this up to where she doesn't have to write it out. And I know what's happening. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, because it was taking her way too long. She's only in first grade. Okay. So it was taking her way too long to complete that and, to write down her daily independent work. And so I think what I'm going to do is, revamp this sheet. She does really like having it all on this paper. And plus she can see what we're doing this week. Hello everyone, it's Christina, and I just wanted to come back in here and tell you guys a few more things that I do to get ready for our homeschool week. So one of the things is that I deconstructed all of Alex's books, and I just pull what we're going to do for that week and put it into her binder. And that way she stays a lot more focused because she's not flipping ahead. Like, what are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing here? What are we doing there? Like, she just has that week's worth of stuff in there. And also I go ahead and punch all of the pages. So what I can do is after we finish that week, I pull it all out and I put the new stuff in. And the binder, it's the best thing that I have found. There are some folders inside her binder, and I think that if you can get things just to go in folders inside a binder, it's the best way to do it, because then it's all together. But then you don't have to worry about the rings opening and closing. So she can open them by herself and she can close them, but I don't really like her to close them because I'm so scared that she's going to chop her finger off her hand. And it's a 1-inch binder and it holds everything that we need, and it's fantastic. Like, the whole system is just working out really well, and it just makes things a lot easier for planning. I know, I think I mentioned this already in another portion of the video, but I know that for a lot of homeschooling moms, they don't like to plan ahead. And I would encourage you to at least have the week planned out. It may not be to the day, but if you could have the week planned out, it will really help you and save you a lot of time. And keep you more focused. I mean, you don't have to be like so super rigid. We do time blocks here. And so sometimes math may take 20 minutes one day and it may take 45 minutes the next day. And so we just have our whole block of school time and to get all of the things done. So that's kind of how I do it. I don't say, oh, it's 11:30, it's time to move on to the next thing. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of how I set things up. And there's a lot more details, obviously, that goes into this, but I just wanted to share some of my tips and tricks with you that I've learned, and not take a bunch of time in this specific video, but I think I'm going to do some more So if there's anything that grabs your attention that you want me to do a specific video about, any questions and stuff that you guys may have, make sure you leave them in the comments for me. And then I will get to those in some upcoming videos. Okay, so here is this file folder, hanging file holder. And I labeled each folder. These are some extra worksheets and like vocabulary pages and stories, like breaking out characters and story maps and all kinds of things. Post-it tabs are 100% a must-have, and I just keep everything labeled so I can find it. But basically, I mentioned before that I had deconstructed all of her workbooks and I put them in binders, but the problem is filing it back now and to get them out too for the week. So now what I do is I just carry this in there. It's a smidgen heavy. I mean, it's not like it's light, but I don't have to get all those binders out anymore, and it makes filing things back in there way easier. And then at the end of the year, I will pick a handful of things to keep for her portfolio, and the rest of it is going bye-bye. And so this is a way easier system for keeping all of the curriculum in order, in my opinion, because if you have to stop and do multiple transitions, especially with other children involved, like for us, for me, I have a 2-year-old, and so it just makes things take out a lot longer. So having the week's work all compiled into this single 1-inch binder is so much easier. So basically what I do, here is her, let me close this up. Here's her binder. Here's the front of it. And like I said, it's a 1-inch binder, and it's got tabs and folders and things on the inside. And basically, I mean, this little book is really thin. And so we do this together. And I leave these little books most of the time put together. Because there's front and back of those, and sometimes we don't do this every single day. So if we kind of have a little bit of extra time, that's kind of what that little book is for, is just extra things. I do put some special things here for her to do. But anyways, I flip through this and I take out, well, that one doesn't have anything in it. I take out the things that we did last week and assign the new things from just actually at my desk, and I put those into Notion. And then I go in and get the new things out of the other bin. I'll show it to you. I'll insert the picture. But this is, and that's how I update my units pages.